That's Shanika Renee, the most beautiful, the most charming, the most sweet, and the most strongest girl in the school, who so happens to be Johnny's crush since kindergarten. Johnny was perhaps the lankiest, skinniest. Muscles happened not to be a thing for Johnny. But things weren't always like this. There was a time when they were almost the same height and almost the same size, and puberty just didn't do Johnny miracles. Today, gym class was doing the annual rock wall climbing test, otherwise known as Johnny's least favorite public event. One after another, students attempted the climb. Some half made it before gravity reminded them who was in charge. Then came Shanika. Shanika climbed straight up without a second thought. A few seconds later, she stood at the top, looking around casually like she'd just stepped onto a porch. Everyone acted like it was normal. Johnny thought it was the most terrifying thing he'd ever seen. If Shanika Renee could bench press a vending machine before homeroom, what chance did he have? His turn was coming up. His hands were already sweating. His legs were considering retirement. If I go up there, I'm gonna become a safety announcement. Great. Emotional damage control again. I'm preparing for failure. You've been preparing since kindergarten. Unfortunately, there was another witness to his suffering. This is Lele Nibs. Lele was probably the smartest girl in school. Teachers trusted her, students listened to her. Even the school printers seemed to work better when she walked by. Most importantly, whenever Johnny accidentally wandered into danger, embarrassment, or an unavoidable life decision, she somehow appeared to save him, which happened a lot. Before Johnny could defend himself, a whistle echoed through the gym. That was Mad Matt, Coach Mad Matt. Treated gym class like he was preparing students for an apocalypse nobody knew about. Today, his exercise list included rock wall climbing, tire flipping, sprint races, pull-ups, carrying weighted sandbags, and something labeled Mystery Challenge. Nobody knew what the Mystery Challenge was. Nobody wanted to find out. Mad Matt scanned the room. His eyes landed directly on Johnny. As always, Johnny front and center. Johnny immediately stepped behind Lele. But Mad Matt pointed at him. Don't hide behind civilians. She's not a civilian. She's a student. Lele folded her arms. Coach, if Johnny attempts that wall, we're gonna need paperwork. One day, that boy is going to do physical activity. Not today. Before Mad Matt could argue, Johnny was already jogging toward the opposite side of the gym, which made it the most exercise he'd done all week. He escaped from Coach Mad Matt's line of sight and wandered into the hallway. His heart was still recovering from the psychological damage caused by the rock wall. he saw it. A sign-up sheet. Dance class and performing arts. A beautiful idea formed instantly. If he joined dance class, he wouldn't have to climb the rock wall. No rock wall, no pull-ups, no mystery challenge, no public humiliation. This wasn't a sign-up sheet. This was a witness protection program. Without another thought, Johnny grabbed the pen and scribbled his name onto the list. Unfortunately, somebody saw it. You? Dance class? You trip over flat ground. This is Justina Acorn. Justina was the diva of the school. If talent were a currency, she'd own half the building. She could dance, sing, perform, and somehow still have teachers calling her a pleasure to have in class. Even worse, she was nice about it. The next day, Johnny found himself standing outside the dance studio, questioning every decision that had led him to this moment. All roads pointed directly back to the rock wall. So, he gathered up his courage and stepped inside. There was Mrs. Super Stubborn. Nobody knew where Mrs. Super Stubborn came from. Rumors changed every week. Some students claimed she trained dancers in Europe. Others swore she once taught on a cruise ship that mysteriously disappeared for 6 months. One kid claimed she emerged from a foggy mountain carrying nothing but a clipboard and disappointment. Whatever the truth was, she took dance very seriously. Mrs. Super Stubborn looked up from the clipboard. What did you prepare? Confidence. That's not choreography. Start. Music began playing. Johnny immediately demonstrated that confidence and talent were not related. His timing was wrong. His rhythm was missing. His arms seemed to be following different instructions from the rest of his body. Yet somehow, he remained completely committed. Mrs. Super Stubborn raised a hand. Again, please. The second attempt was somehow worse. Mrs. Super Stubborn continued to watch. For the first time all day, she looked genuinely interested. Have you ever trained? Only in survival situations. Again, full routine. Johnny finished the routine completely out of breath. Mrs. Super Stubborn slowly lowered her clipboard. She stood up and pointed dramatically toward a poster hanging on the wall. Every year, the school hosted its annual dance showcase. Hundreds of students attended. Parents filled the auditorium. Teachers treated it like the most important event of the year. And every year, there was one featured performance, the solo, the biggest performance of the night, the performance everyone remembered. This year's solo performer will be you. But I don't know how to dance. You possess something far more powerful than technique. What? Confusion. Johnny ran out to search for Justina. What was he going to do? That's when he stumbled, seeing Shanika. Wait, you're in dance class now? Yeah? Aw, I'm gonna miss you. You were fun in gym. Really? Shanika smiled at him as she went on. Johnny stood starstruck for a moment before he found Justina. Justina, there's been a misunderstanding. What happened? They gave me the lead. Oh no. Exactly. They know you can't dance, right? I demonstrated it repeatedly. So let me get this straight. You joined dance class to avoid climbing a wall, accidentally became the lead performer, and now have to solo in front of the entire school? That sounds bad when you say it out loud. It sounded bad before I said it. I'm doomed. Justina thought for a moment. Then she snapped her fingers. Okay, new plan. What plan? We take whatever this is and make it slightly less terrible. That's the best plan available. Over the next few weeks, Johnny spent every free moment practicing. To be fair, practicing was a generous term. Most of the time, he looked like somebody had dropped a scarecrow into a dance studio and told it to follow instructions. Still, Justina refused to give up. Every time Johnny failed a move, she made him do it again, and again, and again. Then one afternoon, while Johnny was rehearsing alone, he noticed a shadow fall across the floor. He turned around. It was Shanika. She had been secretly watching him perform all these days, and he didn't even notice? Immediately, every thought left his brain. Johnny had spent years imagining conversations with Shanika. In none of those scenarios had she voluntarily approached him. She watched him finish a move. To Johnny's surprise, she smiled. You know, you're actually kind of good. Really? Shanika laughed softly. Then she gave him another smile before walking away. He wasn't sure what just happened. All she knew was that Shanika had spoken to him, and he would probably remember the exact temperature of the hallway for the rest of his life. With the performance getting closer, Justina took it upon herself to help Johnny prepare. The results were mixed. You move like a chair in distress. And yet, I got the lead. I gotta have something. Opening night finally arrived. The auditorium was packed. Justina was there. Teachers filled the front rows. Mad Matt was there. And most importantly, Shanika was there. And people who had no idea what the show was about had shown up as well. The curtains opened. Johnny stepped onto the stage. What followed was objectively ridiculous. performance, the audience erupted into applause. Even Mad Matt was impressed. He stared at the stage, completely baffled, tears in his eyes. I don't understand, but it works. You're excused from gym. Wait, what? Pursue whatever this is. You've got the passion. Johnny stared at his coach. It was over. No more walk wall, no more pull-ups, no more mystery challenge. Freedom. As the audience slowly left the auditorium, Johnny was still trying to process the fact that he had survived. Nobody had thrown anything at him. Nobody had demanded refunds. By all accounts, the night had been a success. You survived. Barely. Before Johnny could celebrate, Shanika Renee walked over. I loved it. That's surprising. Shanika smiled. You know, I always had a crush on you. Johnny's brain immediately stopped working. Will you be my boyfriend? Every emergency alarm in his body activated at once. Before he could answer, the room suddenly got quieter. He didn't want to get embarrassed in front of the strongest girl in school at gym. And now he was gonna be her boyfriend? Johnny had finally worked up enough courage to answer. I think. Suddenly, the entire backstage started shaking. The lights trembled. A trophy fell off a shelf. One teacher grabbed the wall. Earthquake? No. That's footsteps. From behind the curtain emerged Shanika's older sister. If Shanika looked like she could lift a truck, her older sister looked like she delivered the truck. Oh, that's my big sis, Sammy. That will be Madam BII for you all. Johnny's confidence immediately packed its bags and left. He looks fragile. He's fine. I wasn't asking. Madam BII slowly looked Johnny up and down. So you want to date my little sister? I can explain. You won't like me if I'm angry. Yes. Madam BI folded her arms. Good. But before you celebrate, there is a condition. In our family, anyone who wants to join us must complete the trial. The trial? When Shanika was 5 years old, she got lost on a mountain. Our parents didn't go looking for her. They said she'll figure it out. And she did. 3 days later, Shanika came walking down the mountain, carrying the family goat. The goat was tired. Shanika and Madam BII were no ordinary sisters. They grew up high in the mountains, where their parents believed childhood was simply the tutorial for surviving adulthood. Every single day, no matter the season, they had to run the family's mountain trail before breakfast. Rain, snow, wind, hail, it didn't matter. Spring was goat season. The sisters would race mountain goats up the trail every morning. Eventually, the goats got so exhausted, they refused to race anymore. So Shanika and Madam BII carried the goats to the summit instead. Summer was bear season. The bears kept stealing their picnic baskets halfway up the trail. After a week, the bears started bringing the baskets back because neither of them wanted to get chased down a mountain by two little girls. Fall was tree season. Strong winds knocked trees across the trail, so the sisters simply picked them up and moved them out of the way and kept climbing. Winter was snow season. They climbed through blizzards so often that the snow gave up falling until they reached the top. And after every climb, while normal people reach for water, their parents just laughed. Water is for the weak. Then, they'd hand the girls another goat and tell them to run the mountain trail again. By the time they were teenagers, Shanika and Madam BII had completely mastered the trail. Madam BII looked directly at Johnny. So if you wish to join this family, you must complete the trial. You must climb the mountain. Oh no. I'll see you around, Johnny. Justina burst into laughter. You ran from gym and somehow unlocked the mountain climbing boot camp for life. Can I just take another dance class? Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.